The much-anticipated European Union Election Observation Report has been finally released, entailing 21 recommendations and 7 priority areas. The report broadly reflects the position of other international observer missions. When reading out the report in front of journalists at the prestigious Radisson Blu Hotel, the chief observer started by commending the large voter turnout, which she says underscored the appetite to take part in the political process, but however noted that political violence shrinked the political space, lashing out on the Electoral Commission for not demonstrating transparency during the very crucial tabulation process.
However, there were also issues that we, as a friend of Sierra Leone, observed and are imperative to address. Firstly, political violence shrank the space of political participation. This was observed by the EU Election Observation Mission in at least 6 districts. We also saw disproportionate use of force by security agencies on several occasions. And here I want to stress, violence has no place in elections, neither here in Sierra Leone nor anywhere else on the globe. Also, I want to speak about the tabulation of results that proved to be a key issue, a tipping point. The ECSL did not ensure transparency at this very crucial stage of the process.
She added that the ECSL did not heed calls of international observers to be open about the tabulation process, adding that out of the 21 recommendations, they are pinpointing 7 priority areas.
Our observers, as well as citizen observers at the Tally Center, could not conduct a meaningful observation of the tabulation of results. Despite repeated calls from observers, the ECSL did not publish the disaggregated result data. Lack of transparency and limitation on independent scrutiny leaves space for doubt and stains an election. This takes me to the most important part of our final report, the recommendations. The elections highlighted an urgent need for reforms to enhance transparency and inclusion. To build overall trust in future electoral processes, and we as observers and friends of Sierra Leone have identified 7 priority areas where result steps are necessary to uphold regional and international standards for democratic elections and to help democracy strive. In total, there are 21 recommendations, but we found 7 priority areas. Our first 3 priority recommendations advocate for an enhanced transparency in the conduct of elections. The first step would be the publication of the final voter registry per polling station. Our second recommendation calls for publishing detailed procedure for the tabulation and establishing a robust and transparent results processing system. Our third recommendation encourages publication of comprehensive results data per polling stations online. Those recommendations are key trust-building measures.
The report, however, recognized the legal reforms that have taken place in creating space for women's empowerment and availability of platform that aims to combat misinformation.
Encouraging legal reform aiming to promote women participation in political life. I want to stress that those are very important reforms. Following these elections, 30% of elected members of parliament are women. However, while the ECSL set up a system to ensure that the new rules to promote women political participation, political parties made efforts to circumvent it. Hence, I encourage political parties to make a reinforced commitment for greater gender parity, which will further enhance women participation in public and political life. Another positive takeaway from the 2023 elections was the first ever national fact-checking initiative, iVerify. It was set up to equip voters with the reliable information and to safeguard the truth. Today, when disinformation and misinformation campaigns more and more often aim to distort reality, it's time to join forces and develop inclusive media and digital literacy programs. And here I'm not only encouraging civil society and media, but also on political actors and state institutions, as well as global tech platforms to tackle disinformation and misinformation. It is important to continue working together for a better informed society.
After receiving a EU report, His Excellency Dr. Julius Matabio tweeted registering the government's commitments in addressing the EU recommendations, noting that the final report will serve as a valuable resource material for electoral reforms. For Star TV News, Alfie Barry reporting.